Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So in my last video, I talked about taking control of your household income by becoming the CEO and CFO of your own home. In this video, I'm going to talk about why we need to reduce our expenses. How do we go about reducing our expenses? And once we reduce them, what do we do now? So before we get started, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to the channel. I've enjoyed your comments. I see you liking, I see you sharing, and I want to thank you so much. I cannot tell you. Say good morning. Hi, Nathan. So yeah, we all in my household really thank you so much for subscribing and supporting the channel. Please do me a favor and continue to like, comment, and subscribe. This tells YouTube that we are doing something right, and that this and YouTube will then spread this video and this message as well as the channel out to other people. So thank you so much for continuing to support, and yeah, thank you so much. By becoming the CFO and CEO of our own houses, we are going to be able to budget, set up a budget, set up our expenses, and know what they are. We're going to scrutinize every red cent that we are paying out of our households so that we can start to move the money that we're spending on expenses over to assets. We are going to start saving money. We're going to pay ourselves first, simultaneously reducing our expenses. So this is the thing. How are we going to do that? It is a process. You're going to just tackle your expenses one at a time as you go, and it's something that you're always going to be doing. All right, so going down the list, we have our taxes, we have our insurance. These are typical expenses that's taken out of our check. We're going to move down straight into the household expenses. So whether you have a rent, a mortgage, an equity line, anything that you're spending that's tied to your living dwelling. Do you pay rent or a mortgage? Our car payments, our car insurance. These are the typical expenses that we spend on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. We can also list our quarterly and our yearly expenses in this column or another column. I have them separate, but we can look at that later. We have our car insurance, we have our food and household supplies like cleaning supplies, paper supplies, subscriptions, any type of thing that you subscribe to on a monthly or quarterly basis. We're going to write those out and look at the amounts, and we're going to dive deep and say, hey, is this needed or not? Donations, tithes, offering, childcare, all of our household utilities. So this is what I did to start to tackle the reducing my expenses. I started with my household utilities. When I looked at everything, and I started doing this maybe 3 to 4 years ago, I just started to look at my utilities to see what can I do to get the fluctuation under control. And this was primarily with my gas and electric. You know, you have higher bills in the summer, then it's low for one and then high in the other, and low for the other, vice versa. Like listen, that fluctuation in utility expenses can really cause a problem, because in your account, when you're looking at it, you think, oh wow, I've got $300 extra, not thinking in 2 or 3 months your other bill is going to go into effect, and now you're going to be scraping for extra money, or you're going to put that bill on a credit card, and that bill is going to stay high for the next 4 to 5 months, and what you're doing is you're exceeding your budget, and this can cause problems. So in the next video, not this one, we're going to talk about what happens when your expenses are exceeding what you bring home and all the things that could happen. But right now we're going to focus on our expenses. Now, what I did is I called my utility service provider and I basically inquired about my rate. Number one, do I qualify for a rate deduction? Basically what they do is they take how much you spent in services, and they break it down over a 12-month period of time so that you have one fixed rate bill. So instead of the fluctuations, I pay a fixed rate, a fixed flat fee for all 12 months, which allows me to budget my expenses better. Now, this is just an average, and I believe there's a slight adjustment at the end or the beginning of the year, but it's nothing shocking. There is no huge $100 difference. If I'm maintaining my household like I normally do, there are no extra people here. We have, no extra water running. The bill is going to stay about the same. So I did that with electric. I did that with gas. There really wasn't much I could do with water, and there really wasn't much I could do with trash. These are city services, so they are pretty much a fixed amount. Water does fluctuate a little bit, but it's never more than $5 to $10, no matter what I'm doing. Watering the grass in the summer or not, it's not excessive. So those you can pretty much, get on a more of a fixed plan so that you can budget, so that you're not having months of very low bills and then months of very high, and then it flips and you're confused. You can't really keep up with what you're spending per month. Now, let's move on to the next pretty costly expense, and that is food. What I did was I started looking in alternative places for my groceries. I found some small discounted grocery stores that sell products that really I don't know the names. The names are not familiar to me. Like these names of the people who make like the cereals and the milks, they're not the big box popular brands that we're used to, but in my opinion, I've been shopping there for a couple of years now. It has saved me thousands of dollars, and to me the food and the produce is better, especially fruits and vegetables. I spend the bulk of my money on fruits and vegetables, so I'm saving a lot. So I do go to several different grocery stores to get everything I need, but for the most part, I get the bulk of my food from the discount grocery store. Another thing that I do is I utilize coupons. Any grocery store that you go to, sign up for their rewards, sign up for their newsletters, their coupons. You want them sending you information on sales and deals, okay? Free food is what you want. If they're offering a newsletter, if they're offering coupons, if they have one of those frequent shopper systems, get it. This is money that you are saving, buying something that you're going to buy anyway. Okay, you're not buying more food. You're just buying the regular things that you buy every single week. That is what you want coupons for. I don't buy things just because there's a coupon. If I don't normally eat that cereal, or if I don't normally buy that thing, I don't buy it just because I have a coupon. I only use coupons for the things that I purchase on a regular basis. And one of my grocery stores offers free like $5 off if you spend X amount of dollars in produce, They offer, buy one, get one free of things I already use. So especially if you are a frequent shopper, they're tracking your purchases and they see what you are coming in there buying, and they will give you coupons for that specific item. Yes, they'll also give you coupons for like a competitor, but the item that you normally purchase, they will, if the manufacturer offers it, which they always do, you will receive some type of award for that. So keep that in mind. I definitely can go on and on about shopping and household products and reducing costs, but pay attention. Go to some discount stores, look at the pricing, have a list of things that you keep in your household on a regular basis. And when you're out and you find those items on sale, stock up. That is the time to stock up. Buy 3, 4, 5, whatever space that you have in your house. If it allows for extra items, stock up on those. What happens is the more things that you already have in your house that you use on a regular basis, this will keep you from running out to the convenience store, running out to the dollar stores, and running to get things when you run out, and you end up paying more, and then you always end up seeing something else that you like. Like, how often do you run into the dollar store just to get some dishwashing detergent because you ran out and that's the only thing you get? Like, it rarely happens. It rarely happens. I know I'm guilty of it. I do it all the time. I used to do it all the time. We don't do that no more. But yeah, so those are my tips as it relates to reducing expenses with shopping. And I am pretty sure that I may dive deeper into this on another video. All right, so mortgages, car payments, those are the things that I'm going to save for another video. Those are more complex, and those are going to take a lot more time. But so far, you already have enough to go by, in my opinion. Our subscriptions, you definitely want to take a look at those subscriptions to see what it is that you need to cancel, because you may need to start canceling some things. Review every account that you have set up. Review your checking account, your savings account statements, because let me tell you, some of these subscriptions are hidden. You might sign up for something. It's happened to me. I signed up for something that I thought was a 3-month subscription, and in the tiny itty bitty fine print, it says that, yeah, it's a quarterly subscription that bills quarterly. So in the big print, they tell you it's 3 months. And in the tiny print, it says that it's reoccurring. And what makes it so bad is they don't give you a refund. If you want to cancel, they make you keep that quarterly until the end of the quarter. So this is how a lot of these companies, I call it a hidden scam. They're not doing it out in the open, but they make it in a way where you're unable to see it. So this is a kind of a plan that I logged into all the time, and there's absolutely nowhere on my account that I see this membership that's recurring. I have to go into the settings, going to the account. Like, you have to really go into all of these tabs and scroll down at the bottom. Under the drop down is where it has it listed. So make sure that you're reviewing these accounts. I'm going to do a separate video on managing your household accounts, because I have another process for that similar to this. It's a spreadsheet method, and this is generally something that I just set up at the beginning, and I just kind of monitor and manage it quarterly or yearly. So go through those subscriptions, and hey, there may be some things that it's time to cancel, and may not cancel them forever, but right now, when you're in this wealth building phase, you want to eliminate all types of entertainment, all types of subscriptions that have nothing to do with you generating assets. All right, so even your 401k, you may have your 401k set to take out 10% of your salary. You may determine that, hey, right now I need to reduce that. Although 401k is an asset, it's a savings, it's a paying yourself first. If your expenses, if you're not able to meet your monthly expenses, you may need to reduce the 401k just by a little bit. I would never say eliminate it because this is paying yourself first, but you may have to only temporarily in order to get your expenses under control. All right, so covering the list. I think this is a lot to tackle. This is something that you're gonna write these expenses down, and you're gonna work over the next few months to get them under control and reduce as much as possible, so that when you look at your budget over the next, quarter or two, you may see that you do have that you are saving more in various areas that's listed here on this spreadsheet. Now, talking about taxes, which is one of our biggest, if not the biggest expense that we have, but somehow we push it to the back. The taxes is the most expensive expense that we have. And are you looking at this and wondering how it is you can reduce your expenses? Well, I'm going to save this for the next video. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how to basically reduce your tax expenses. If you've already paid them out, well, hey, how do we get our taxes back? How do we keep that money, take that money and put it over to our asset column? In the next video, that is what I'm going to talk about. So please make sure that you subscribe, you hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when that video drops, which is going to be soon. Thank you. All right, so this is a lot. I know that it may seem like a lot, but once you get out that Excel spreadsheet and you write out that column of income, you write out that column of expenses, and you at least start to write the words down, this is going to go super fast. It should take you 30 to 45 minutes to get it listed and start plugging in the numbers. All right, when you start plugging in the numbers and you see what you have left over and you make that decision and you're going to commit yourself to going through each line item and scrutinizing it, this is where you're going to start to see all of this money that can be shifted from an expense over to your assets column. So, all right, let's put this into practice. We're going into a new year. A new year can be anytime you're watching this video, you can start. It doesn't have to be the New Year resolution. It doesn't have to be any specific time. You can start taking control of your household income whenever you're ready. So get out that budget, list out those expenses, go ahead and get those utilities put on fixed. Go ahead and get your coupons out, shop around, try to gain control over your household expenses and reduce them immediately. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Like, how often do you run into the dollar store just to get some dishwashing detergent because you ran out and that's the only thing you get? Like, it rarely happens. It rarely happens. I know I'm guilty of it. I do it all the time. So, well, I used to do it all the time. We don't do that no more.